roughly 2 Leroys. At this point, Hart is just going to be Leroy 1-1.
Yep.
I myself will be Knight 1-1. Anderson will be with me as my sensor operator. Carrera is Knight 1-2. John, you're with Carrera as his sensor operator. McManus, you are Knight 1-3. Ahmad, you will be with Captain Hart riding shotgun with him, just because I have to take Anderson as a strap. And that's just the best way that the assignments work out. If everyone opens their maps, Viking is currently stationed on the USS Kidd northwest of the island. They are going to be stepping off shortly in boats and moving in to the southwest side of the island. They will then be pushing up to roughly this part of the airfield where the runways intersect, and moving to take out an enemy radar site that is located here at the main command center portion of the airfield. While they're doing that, we will be flying inbound. As a reminder, by SOP, our collision lights will stay on because we're in a large formation. We'll be in staggered trail. Captain Hart will take the lead, and then we'll fly staggered trail right. So I'll be back right, Carrera behind me, McManus at the rear of the formation. If Captain Dalton shows up with Leroy 1-2, we'll have him pull up the rear. We will fly east to IP fence. Once at IP fence, we will then go dark. And collision lights will go off. I'll rely on Captain Hart. Once you flip your lights off, then the rest of us will go dark. And from IP fence, we'll then continue inbound to IP tower. At IP tower, the night flight will hold to the rear while Leroy engages both SAM positions. Ideally, we'll have one Leroy for each SAM position. Otherwise, Captain Hart, there's one on the north side in this compound, and one roughly on the southwest side of the runway, somewhere over here by the road.
Visual.
That we're looking for targets. So once we have confirmed both from Viking that the radar is down, they're going to CTAB message me that, and we confirm from Leroy that both SAMs are down. My aircraft in Knight 1-1 will be running in to strike this supply depot north of the airfield.
I need to start spooling. We have a minute and a half.
Yep. And Knight 1-2 and 1-3 will be striking this military base on the eastern side. After strikes are complete, fall off south and west and hold back to the IP, and we'll be providing cover for Viking to break contact with contacts or movement as required by the JTAC.
Ahmed, you got NVGs? Put NVGs on your head, and then get in the co-pilot seat, and let's do it quick.
Yep, let's run it up. We got 1 minute. We need to get going.
Wait, how do I do that?
Open your inventory. Are there NVGs in your back or your backpack somewhere? Yep, there you go. Now come around, hop in.
Yep, I got one on 90 and one on 80.
Hear me?
Yep.
Cool. The intercom is broken inside the 60. Leroy 1-1 spooling. So you're just gonna have to listen carefully.
Okay. What's my job here?
You're going to be my sensor operator, so you're responsible for watching that on
Flight
the
VR
first
lift.
screen.
That's very
second.
I can't barely hear you.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to make it work. You'll be able to hear me slightly better once we're off from everybody else.
Okay.
Leroy 1-1 set.
Copy, Leroy 1-1, send it when you're running your first out.
Copy, Leroy 1-1 lifting.
Night 1-1, left. 1-2 lifting. 1-2 lifting.
All right, Leroy 1-1 setting flight speed at 90 knots. Brake. Leroy 1-1 radio check 90.
Charlie.
Interrogative, do I need to slow down a bit for you guys?
Negative, we're catching. Set it at 90, we'll catch it behind you.
Roger, pushing 90. All right, have you done sensor operations before, Ahmed?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So with the 60, the thing to be aware of is to actually get into the FLIR pod. That's going to be control right click is what you press for that.
Night 1-1, saddled trail right, 0.
Cool. And it is, the other thing is that the 60 is a little bit jank in terms of the control for it, because it has, as opposed to the AHs, it has both a pilot and a co-pilot control feature on that. So when I'm taking control of it, which is oftentimes going to be when we're in active combat, I'll basically just need you to keep your hands off the controls essentially, otherwise it'll wig out a bit, and I'll be using that for laser guidance and things of that nature.
That 1-3, confirm you're settled.
So
trail.
your focus on that is mostly going to be looking through the camera and telling me if you see anything interesting, and just communicating that out to me.
Say again.
Oh, good.
Just confirm you're
It's
settled
kinda slow
in trail.
moving it. I don't know why.
Okay, settled.
See if you can spin it around to
Flight
the
Tito
left
IP
here.
fence, we are now going to be radio silent.
Yeah, that's very glitchy.
Can you spin it around to look to the front?
Okay. It is looking at the front, right?
Yep, that is looking front. Correct. I can see it. All right. Well, you and I are going to have some time to hang out here with radio silent and a 60-mile flight to the strike zone. So.
Yep.
Is this the second operation that you're attending?
Yep. It is.
Cool. What'd you do the previous time? Did you fly with Brewski as a sensor op, or how'd that go?
Yeah, it went very well actually. I like the little bit than the Black Hawk. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
You like the Little Bird better than the Blackhawk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
It's kind of complicated here.
It is definitely very complicated here. There's a lot of stuff going on. When you graduate flight school, is Little Bird what you're planning on flying?
Yes.
Cool. You wanting to specialize more transporter casts, do you think?
Nah, I don't like transporting actually.
No, so all close
Yeah.
air support.
Yep.
Cool. Well, that'll be exciting to have you as an AH pilot.
Alright, let me fix my radios.
That would probably be smart.
Channel 8 radio check.
Go ahead and hold on radio checks. We're radio silent for right now on our approach,
Okay.
but I got you on 80. Just make sure you got your oven net on 90, and yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Cool. Have you gotten started on flight school yet, or no?
What?
Have you gotten started on doing flight school yet? Is Bruce working through that presently?
I think I finished it.
Oh, you finished flight school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, dope.
But I think there's some things like that to work on it.
Yeah. What do you need to work on?
Probably like losing the tail.
Yeah, tail rotor recovery?
Yep.
Cool.
5 lines, of course.
Yeah, yeah. That'll come with time. Well, if you've got any questions about the unit or me or the airframe or the 160th or anything, feel free to ask. It's going to be a fairly long flight, so.
Have you been in the military?
I have not, no.
Oh, you sound like you have been.
I know. I've been doing this, though, for over a decade. And so being in an environment for over a decade that simulates this and that has people like that will sort of make you basically the same in terms of attitude and demeanor.
I mean, I just know that Sergeant Stukas have been.
Yep. Yeah. I knew Stukas before he joined back in the day. He was one of my first fire team leaders. Great guy. I like him a lot. Pretty soon, if you've graduated flight school. My guess is the next operation or two.
Do you think I'm ready for that? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen you fly. Normally what we'll do is we'll stick you in the same sort of thing, like pilot co-pilot setup like this, except that you'll have like Brewski or Carrera or somebody be your co-pilot. So you've got a more experienced pilot there who can help you out if needed at the point that you want to start like learning the aircraft, and then you are the primary sort of pilot in command for it, and that'll be probably how you'll be learning for most of it.
I mean, I think me personally, I think I'm ready, but I don't know. It's kind of nervous when you do it at first, you know?
Oh yeah, no, it's the most nerve-wracking thing doing it for the first time.
Because if you mess up, like, the operation is done.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Ready to check 90. 1-2, this is 911 Lima Charlie 90. We've already departed. We're about 90 clicks from the AO. You're going to have to catch fast speed up behind us and take the rear of the formation.
Copy, so.
One out.
Oh, I'm accidentally cooking it a bit higher here. '90's a little bit below the natural cruise of the 60, so it's accidentally pushing it up to 100. Slow it down for the rest of the formation. Yeah, the first time I ever flew like pilot in command CAS, I was flying Little Bird, and we were doing a force-on-force exercise versus ground. So the way that worked is that the ground forces were simulating sort of a bad guy force and op force, and aviation, we were acting in support of the pretend blue force. So we were going directly against the ground component of the task force. And they attacked a convoy, we responded to that, and I found myself in a position, the first like in operation like attack that I had done, I found myself doing a diving attack with guns onto a Humvee that the task force was flying around in. or running around in. And I overcommitted the fuck out of that diving attack. And I thought I was doing fine, right? I'm diving in, I'm shooting, and I'm just like, yeah, I got time. And the senior pilot next to me goes, don't get fixated. That's all he says. He just says, don't get fixated. And I'm like, there's a brief pause for me where I'm just like, I think I got time. And then the sensible part of my brain kicks in and is like, no, trust the senior pilot. So I start to break out of the dive, and the moment I start to break out of the dive, I realize, oh fuck, I have no control authority over this aircraft. I have overcommitted, and by this point I'm like, I don't know, 100 feet off the deck or something. Like I'm burning in. So I tilt the helicopter back as much as I can. I pull collective as much as I can. And there's a great video of me coming in at like Mach 11, I swear, like 2 feet from the bumper of the Humvee that I was shooting at, over the top of it, and skating about a ½ inch off of the ground in front of the Humvee, missing them by about a foot with my tail rotor, and then gaining altitude and fucking off into the trees.
Oh my.
So, yeah.
I mean, we all make mistakes, you know?
Yeah, well, so that one for me was very much the, okay, diving attacks from altitude, I gotta be a lot more careful with those. They're still my biggest weakness, but I've gotten, I want to say moderately better at not overcommitting in that time. So you're talking about just being nervous and the nerves of your first flight. That was mine, so, you know, that, little stressful.
Flying the Black Hawk is harder, right?
Yes, generally speaking, yes, it is harder. You have more to worry about. It's a slightly larger airframe, so it's less aerodynamic. The nice thing about the Black Hawk, though, is it has a lot more power when compared to the Little Birds. So
faster, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it is faster. I can hit 120, 130 knots, sometimes higher, 150
Wow.
if I'm in a dive, you know, things like that. 100, 120 is fairly comfortable normally. So we're going a little slow at 90 for the Little Birds right now for our cruise out. But yeah, the power is really nice because you can make some more aggressive maneuvers for like landing and turns and things like that, and then have the power available to recover. So that's nice.
I mean, I think my first flight will be harder for me because, you know, I'm Arabic. I don't understand everything you guys are saying.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's why it's gonna be harder for me.
Well, you've got a very good grasp of English from what it sounds like to me. You speak very well.
I mean, I'm in a private school in Iraq.
Right.
That teaches English, so I guess that's why.
Well, they teach well apparently because you're pretty good.
But the code things that you speak in,
Oh yeah.
like, military,
Well,
I don't understand.
that's not really an English thing. That's anybody outside the military thing. That's
I don't understand anything. But
no, exactly. You can talk to any number of Americans. If they haven't served in the military, they'll have. It's a whole other language. It's different than English. It's military speak and codes and shit. So.
yeah, especially the 5 lines. But I think I understand now.
That's good.
What clicks mean? What does click mean?
Clicks is kilometers. It's a short version of saying kilometers. Oh, by the way, I should have you turn on your heads-up display. If you look down to your right knee, there's a sort of display that's down there. Do you see that?
My right knee. What does it say?
It'll say like, hold on. It's really disconcerting to look down while I'm flying feet above the ocean. It's a checklist, nav, fuel, mission systems, that sort of stuff. It's in the sort of center console of the aircraft to the right of your right knee. keep going.
No.
Look down slightly. So you see, you've got the 2 screens in front of you, right?
Yeah.
And then look down and just look at like your right kneecap.
Okay, I'm looking.
And then look
There's
to the
RLT
right of it.
select,
Yeah.
LTP, yeah.
Yeah. So on that display board, go ahead and click the button next to Mission Systems on the far right.
What the fuck happened?
Somebody touched something, I think.
I don't want to touch something to mess it up. I don't know what it is.
Do you see what I'm talking about with the kneeboard, though?
Yeah, I do.
So you see where it says Mission Systems?
No.
What do you see on it?
I see that thing you said, like HDG IAS. See that?
Look farther down to your right.
My right.
Yeah, it's not on the panel in front of you, it's between us, in the middle.
Oh, between
sort of
us.
down.
Okay.
So down over here with all the buttons and switches.
You're right, 1, 2, closing speed 1, 3 knots.
I don't know. Where is the?
It's just a little screen that's just by your right knee. It's to the low and right of your right knee.
Oh, okay.
It's right there.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
So on the right side of that, there's a thing that says Mission Systems.
Yes.
Go ahead and click the button next to that.
Next to it.
Yeah, on the right side of it where it says Mission Systems. Yep, perfect. And then go ahead and click on HUD. That'll be on the left side, about halfway down. Interactive, which night was that we lost?
1-1.
Roger. And then go ahead and click on Imperial.
1-2 flight status.
Click what?
The Imperial HUD on is top left. Strike flight is green. We're just continuing out. Current distance is 37 nautical miles.
Copy, so.
Be advised, flight is radio silent at this time. Out.
I can look at the HUD. Yeah, I did.
You got the HUD up now?
Yeah, there is.
Cool. Yeah, you press the Imperial Units on button. You should see your heads-up display in front of you.
Oh, there you go. That was way harder than the little bird.
Yes, it is. Welcome to absolutely everything with the Blackhawk.
Yeah, that was way harder.
Yep.
The little bit is just HMD on, and that's
Yep.
it.
Yep. Simple, easy, straightforward. You don't have to navigate a bunch of menus, turn things on. Yeah.
Oh, we are flying. Oh my, like 5 minutes, I think, or 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're 20 minutes out, looks like. Yeah. Time to target is 22 minutes.
Oh, they're in the airfield.
Are they?
Yep.
Cool, that's good. Means they're on schedule. Or early.
Do you think like being on the ground or in the air is way fun? Like, which one is more fun?
Both. I do both. I mean, my primary billet is the team leader for 8311 Legion, so that's what I've done as my primary job for the entire time that I've been here, and I've just picked up aviation as a secondary thing just because I have an interest in it.
Yeah.
But I honestly love both for different reasons. I love flying. I love helicopters. I love the complex tactics that we get to do with that. But at the same time, my ground job is I get to be the leader of 14 other guys and be the ground force commander for all of the tactics that we're doing, the mission execution, the maneuvers on target, all that sort of stuff. And it's a really, really big challenge, and I have always really, really, really enjoyed that challenge. So I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think being in the air is more complex, I think.
Yes, I would say the air has a higher skill ceiling. Like, there's a fairly high skill ceiling for the ground as well, with things like CQB and tactics and things. But as far as like individual personal skill matters, like you as an individual, how much your skill matters, air is definitely it definitely has the highest ceiling for that skill cap.
How about training? Is it harder or areas?
In terms of, what do you mean for training?
Like the training for like flight school? Flight school is harder or the other school? I
would say flight school's just more. Like, there's more to learn, especially if you don't have a background in aviation. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's harder. I'd just say it's just different, and there's more to it.
When I first came, I was trying to be a marksman.
Yeah.
I just changed my mind.
You changed your mind, wanted to come fly instead? Well, the marksman stuff is cool. It's a little overhyped in terms of what everybody in the world thinks. You get a lot of people who show up as yeah, I just want to be a sniper, I just want to be a marksman. It's like, yeah, it's cool and all, but, you know, it's not as cool as you think it is.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. You just sit there
Yeah.
and just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, don't get me wrong, I've also written the unit's sniper school document, so I really enjoy that. It's again, high skill ceiling. There's a lot of, like, complex mathematics and things that you have to learn to do that, and that's very interesting. I enjoy that aspect of it.
I guess you like math, then.
I actually fucking hate math, which is the weirdest thing. I was never good at math. I did not like math, but what I learned is it's practical application. If there is a practical reason for me to do math, all of a sudden I like it. So the idea of, here, I'm going to sit, 800, 900 meters away from you, I'm going to take a couple grain piece of lead and shoot it, and have to account for the Earth's rotation and humidity and air pressure and wind and all of these things to make it perfectly hit a target 900 meters out with one shot. That's interesting to me, and so all of a sudden I can do math.
It's not derivative, integral and these things.
Yeah. Same thing. I've been learning. I've been developing the mortar course of late, and so that's very, very similar thing. It's drag and wind resistance and all of that sort of stuff in terms of how do you sit 3 kilometers away and lob a car tire through the air, 3 clicks, and then land somewhere that you vaguely want it to. That's also mathematics and circles and things, which are very interesting. So.
Yeah. I guess you have finished school, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You still in school?
No, I finished like 4 months ago.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
Where's the task force presently at on CTEP?
They are still in the same position.
Are they just on the outskirts of the airfield?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they got into position early then, and they're waiting for us.
Oh, really?
Presumably, yeah.
So we are late.
We're not late, they're early.
Oh.
We told them how long we'd be. Our flight time's calculated, their insert time wasn't. And it's smarter for them to lead the target a little bit, because, like, if they encountered enemy patrols, if they encountered, this, that, or everything else, they want a little bit of playtime, because their job is to take out a radar that's on there, and if they don't take out that radar, then when we show up, we get shot out of the air, right?
Oh yeah, there's the SAM.
Yeah. So them blowing up the radar means that the SAMs can't shoot, which means we can shoot the SAMs, and then we can take over on leveling everything else on the airfield. So their job is basically to open the door for us on the way in.
Was that Lieutenant Brusky that blew up?
I think so. I don't know what happened with that. We'll find out later. It looked like he was probably, and I don't know if it was him or if he let the strap take over or something. That would be very awkward if he let the strap take over and the strap binned it into the ocean.
Yeah, that would be.
But it's hard to maintain this altitude for this long at this speed, so it's also possible that he just got too low and he clipped a skid or something.
Have you played squad?
Very briefly. I haven't spent a ton of time with it now.
Yeah, it's not realistic, but I've like most of my time was like being a pilot.
Yeah. You enjoy that?
Yeah, I think in some ways harder
Mm-hmm.
than Arma, like the flying stuff.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Leroy, run ya. Leroy 1-1, Icarus 90, radio check.
This is Leroy 1-1 on 90. I have you 4x5. How many over?
Roger, same. Out of character question, what do you think is the appropriate thing to do in this situation? Should we just wait on the destroyer until the strike package is through?
I think so. That, I think, is probably the most elegant way of dealing with it. If it was slightly earlier, you could, there are spare airframes at the starting location you could push and catch up, but I think presently, hang out on the destroyer and then just push back in with the strike package at the point we're through.
Copy. That's what I assumed is not the most elegant solution, but I'll take it. Icarus out.
Yeah, that'll
Sure
be
thing.
that'll be an interesting debrief to have.
He doesn't sound happy.
No, like nobody would be. Again, you're talking stress and stuff. We're doing a what was this? This is a 75-mile flight at 20 feet above sea level into a strike package, and for whatever the reason, if you bin that into the ocean, you're not going to be a happy camper.
Yeah. I mean, we all do mistakes, so.
Yep. It does indeed happen.
But they're moving up.
Are they?
Yep.
Cool. 15 minutes.
Have you guys lost any operations?
Define lost.
Like, just, I don't know how to say it, but like,
We've, as in, have we failed mission objectives before?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how did that go?
Not well. There are consequences to that, so.
Oh. What consequences?
Depends. So right now we just transitioned from an FTX cycle. This is a deployment now. So in an FTX cycle, it's all training. So what happens if you screw something up during training? Normally, if you screw up so catastrophically that you get everybody killed or there's major tactical failures, what'll happen is we'll pause the exercise, we'll debrief what happened. Oftentimes you'll get a second run at it just to improve, things like that. And ultimately there's not really consequences to success or failure.
Okay.
Contrast that where this is a deployment, meaning it has consequences. It is something that is actually nested in the universe, in the world, in the storyline, and the actions that we take have consequences the way that you would expect to have regularly. So like right now, we're attacking a country that is has nuclear capabilities, or a rogue state actor that has nuclear capabilities and is bombarding their northern neighbor. And it's our job to come in, make those artillery guns be silent, and try and deter them from further escalation here. If we jumped in here and launched a bunch of Tomahawk missiles off of the destroyer and like screwed this up majorly, that's going to have, you know, consequences internationally and operationally and things like that. Things are not going to go well. So
Yeah. So this is training.
So this is an operation.
Oh, okay. I thought you said this is training.
Normally, we just changed from training. So last week, that was training. This week, this is the first operation of the deployment. So
Okay.
we're doing it live.
Yep.
10 minutes, time on target. Dagger. Matches. Cool.
So if I turn that key, the engine ignition.
Then we
That's
become
gonna
like
happen.
Brewski. Yeah.
Okay.
That would not go well. Please, please don't remove the engine ignition. Yeah. Then our engine power dies. I have to perform an auto rotation,
know
and
why,
we're
that's
stuck
very tempting.
15 miles from shore here.
It's very tempting, but
Uh huh.
no.
Yeah, the other thing you could do is pull the rotor brake above my head, and that would instantly shear off the rotor disc and plummet us both to our violent and fiery deaths. So
There's a lot of buttons.
there are a lot of buttons. There are a lot of ways to kill us while we're flying through here if you just start monkeying with things.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I think you're captain, so you're a big role, right?
Yeah,
Ah, okay. You don't want to mess with the captain, I guess.
yeah, something. What's the current time?
It is 3:39 a.m.
Cool. It's 3:39.
Yeah.
That's a little awkward.
Right?
Because supposedly our time on target was supposed to be 3:29, unless the calculations were incorrect there. 43 minutes plus 2:45.
Wait, you mean in game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant my time.
Nope.
Wait, it's 3:21.
3:21. Okay. You gave me a little bit of a heart attack there.
Yeah, it is similar to my time. I don't know why.
Yeah. And normally in game, we have a fairly strong rule about immersion, which is that you try and portray it, you know, as if this is real life in here for the duration you're in there. I've been very lax with that just because we're on a, 30, 40-minute flight. But at the point that we close in, we'll kick it over to that. But yeah, if I'm asking for times and things like that, I, don't really care what time it is for there. I'm wondering about our time on target right now.
Okay.
10 miles out, 7 minutes out. Hey, 1-2's caught up. Yep. Approaching our IP. Oh, he's close because I've accidentally dropped my speed while I was monkeying with my laser.
How many fuel we got?
How many what?
Like fuel.
We have 2 hours of fuel left.
2 hours.
Yep.
Wow.
At current flight performance. 60's got a lot of fuel. We've got like a 350-ish mile range.
Yeah, the little bit, I think it's 45.
The Little Bird has, they've got like a 230-ish mile range for them, so they should be on about 40, yeah, probably 45% fuel at present.
Yeah. Why have you guys not done the 5 line?
Because one, we're out of range. Two, we're doing this comm silent so that the enemy doesn't hear us coming. That they can't find out where the friendly forces are at and where we're at. So this is something called a strike package, which is a pre-coordinated strike and things that we're conducting that ground is expecting. 5 lines are for close air support, which are for things that are like unplanned objectives and targets that are in direct support of the ground force. But in the same way where if they were sending us by our own to come strike something, we wouldn't have a ground controller, we wouldn't have a 5 line from anybody. Same thing here, where it's like we're just conducting this strike in coordination with the ground force, and so there's no 5 line, it's just a pre-coordinated strike package.
Okay, well, yeah.
Alright, going dark. One, two, slide right. 1-1 popping. I've got Northern Sam, you've got Southern Sam. We are live.
Stations 9-0, time on target, mark.
Laser hot.
Rifle.
Cool. We're laser no track on ours, so we'll do this the old-fashioned way.
Is 9-0 checking
1-1
in and
confirm
rejoin.
splash Northern Sam.
9-1-2 down.
Ooh, nope.
Oh.
I do not confirm splash Northern Sam. It has apparently moved.
9-1-3 missile.
9-1-2 is down?
Yep.
Okay. So we...
All stations on this net bail established.
0-1-1 copies, bail established. 1-2, this is 1-1, my missiles were no track, how were yours?
Confirm track, Sam's down at this time.
One, two, you up?
Affirm status.
I'm green. Go ahead and give me control of the FLIR here.
Squirting north, we've got AA fire coming out.
Confirm, 911 taking A.
Where?
When you want me to take control, just let me know.
Will do. we're taking locks. This is 1-1. Or Leroy 1-1. I'm taking locks from break. Approximate position 0331.
All stations 90, 911, report from co-pilot, AA fire from the industrial port, reference DCS 0331 021 989, north side of the island.
Leroy 1-1 copies. I can break off and engage if desired.
Yeah, pick it up.
Roger.
Advise reports inside the building at that location.
Interrogative, am I looking man pad or what? Over.
I believe it's CU.
Advised he's being reported as some kind of spag. He said it's an AA APC.
Leroy, eyes on rifle.
Cool. Makes my life easier.
ECAS, PRM, West break.
Additional CPU standby for Mark.
33.
Red 1, one-time CPU 14.5 quad A.
Good hit.
Uh, 1-1 reattacking.
One two one one. Be advised. Gonna be 2 times CPU 4s there as well.
Areas requesting
Ooh,
1 times
that's,
toggle,
RPG below us.
HA routers as well.
Rocket CPU 4 to the north.
Want me to use that thing?
Contact Red 1 CPU is dead. I got it with rockets.
Leroy 1-1, I'm staying in close support for the task force on the AO. Nemesis, be advised, Leroy 1-1 is staying on station to support you with CAS. Other assets
Icarus,
are off station engaging other targets, over.
That tracked AA is dead.
This is Leroy 1-1, be advised, I'm still being soft spiked from somewhere to the north.
All signs since we have so many aircraft.
This is Leroy 1-1, be advised, I'm still being soft spiked from somewhere to the north, unsure of where.
Leroy 1-1, I've got eyes on a launcher northeast side, northeast island side. Break. Vicinity of the barracks.
Leroy 1-2, if you've got eyes on it, it's outside the bale, please take that. Tell me if you see something in this
Flash.
direction. I keep seeing a spike from somewhere over here.
Yeah. Do you want me to use the thing?
No, just if I'm looking around, but second pair of eyes looking through it is helpful. So if you see something that I miss.
I've got on 1 times unmarked target. I've got a. I'm taking a fire from the barracks.
Yeah, 1-1, Nemesis 1-3 interactive. Did you hit all your targets?
Once you wave off the northeast side of the island, that's not our priority. If we could hold the south here
This is
and,
Leroy
keep what we
1-1.
got.
My understanding is affirmative. Northern and southern SAMs are down. Break. Interactive. Do we have the Night 1-2 and Night 1-1 targets down?
Able to confirm. Night 1-1, I'll push over and I'll get ISR on my target. I think 1-2's still getting fixed up.
Copy. Is 1-2 at the destroyer, over? Nemesis, I'm unable to confirm our secondary targets off-site. I'm looking for that now. Be advised, there are multiple man pads or AA positions down there. We're getting soft spiked pretty heavily, over. Oh.
Copy. Be moving off the X shortly if you wanna put extra ammunition in each hangar.
Wait, isn't that ours?
Nope, we've got nothing on here.
Okay.
This is all bad guy.
November going in on that target.
Gun, supply target.
Friend is leaving bail.
Oh lord.
We've got strobes on.
Be advised, neither target was hit. All air assets are engaging at this time. Uh, 1-2 rifle kilo. Ooh. No tracking.
Where
Kilo.
are you
Interactive, did
getting-
you say the SAM sites are not destroyed?
Negative. SAM sites are destroyed. The fuel and oil targets are still active, over.
Copy.
Where were you getting the spikes?
Look at my ND page here. This my second page on my left here.
One, two,
where
one,
those
be advised,
flashing
it looks
things
like
are?
I'm having RWR failure on my side. One of the ZUs must have hit that. Advise me if I'm getting locked.
Roundtable will be advised.
There's still
Primary
soft
objective
locks
is
coming
Canyons
from
destroyed.
my
We are moving through
north
the boats
actively,
timestamp.
over.
Night one.
1-1 just went down.
Missile directly northeast of the supply depot on the road. There's a checkpoint.
Wow, nice hit.
Station's reference
Northeast.
red 2, enemy infrared at that location, plus a checkpoint.
Leroy, disregard. Leroy 1-1 splash 1 times rocket, BRDM at that position, over. Nemesis, Leroy 1-1, be advised, I do not have active ISR on you at this time. We are continuing to engage off-site targets, just be advised.
Nemesis, Leroy, down from one of our positions north of you at this time. Stand by for mark. Direction northeast. Contact Skylace.
Oh.
A little close. Night 1-1, Leroy 1-1, behind you, 2-on-1 cannon.
Off left.
Long. Outright. Still taking ground fire from somewhere. Looks like there.
Roundtable will be advised. We are moving back. Time now.
And one up there. That was not a hit. Yeah, there's 2 left.
Roger. Leroy 1-2, Leroy 1-1, breaking right around you. Said 2 left.
Yep, yep. Go like right there. Go.
I see him. Yep.
There you go.
All stations 90 be advised. Team is currently breaking contact to the west. They are moving off the airfield. Back to shore.
Yeah, that was not a hit. There's 2 left.
Roger.
One ran into the woods.
Roger.
The woods to the left.
Yeah, I see.
All stations on this net. If you have any extra ammunition, feel free to dump those in the hangars.
Leroy copies. No.
Correction, Leroy 1-2.
Leroy 1-1 soft spike in the vicinity of DCS 0342. Leroy 1-2 recommend we dump ammunition and break off. I've got 3+ soft spikes at this time.
Solid copy.
You don't know where the
913 back in there.
spike's coming from?
No, I can't tell exactly. What the fuck?
To get a grid because we're spinning,
Take control.
contact following the task force down
What
in the
the
trees
fuck?
if someone else could check that.
Hey, Faulkner. Faulkner.
91290, I'm back.
Ahmed, take control, remote control. Scroll wheel and take control, Ahmed. Faulkner. Ares. What the fuck? Ares, radio check 1-0. Faulkner.
Leroy 1-1 status.
Stations 911 targets at red 0. Infantry moving down the hill. This is 911, be advised, targets following you down the hill at red marker 0 to your 6 o'clock.
I'll follow you in.
One on rockets, red 0.
Ares, Leroy 1-1 on 1-0.
Spinner 10.
Can I just get you on my pause briefly?
That one complete.
You inside or you outside? Hi, so that was my bad. I did a really stupid dumb. So, Faulkner?
Yep.
I somehow fucking ejected from the aircraft as I was running through there. I fat-fingered double V instead of double B. So if you would be so kind as to give me a 60, I would appreciate it very much.
And they're in the boats right now.
They're on their way back.
Yeah, they're mounting up in the boats now.
Okay.
Yeah, 1-1,
Would you still be willing
what are you
to
waiting at this time?
give me a 2-pylon 60 here?
Hostiles,
just
danger
'cause-
close on the tracers.
As long as nobody else needs to land.
Yeah, I'll pick up.
What is the
It's
actual
the MLAS.
designation of
It's make sure it's the 3rd MRB version. It's the MLAS. You've also got Private Galloway here.
Oh, I just disconnected and reconnect because
Yeah.
someone couldn't hear or see me. So,
bonks?
chilling.
Can't tell
Let's
him
wait until
moving
they
up,
get back.
Please.
Okay, I'll be out
Oh,
there.
there it goes.
Ahmed with me.
We had a beacon on the road.
Well, I was searching for you then.
Yeah, so if I disappear from the fucking thing, just take control of the aircraft.
Yeah, I didn't know you were ejected.
Yeah, me neither. I
Oh,
fucked
southeast,
that
red
up.
marker 2.
But if you see for some reason that you no longer have a pilot or the pilot's
Leroy 1-1
unconscious.
Winchester.
Take control of it.
Leroy 1-1 Winchester.
So, you wanna go in?
Yes. You hop into the co-pilot
Correction,
seat.
1-2.
I'll be in there in 1 second.
Correction 1-2.
Roger that.
1-3, wave off, return to base.
Waving.
The source is well clear, let's get the hell out of here. Stations, return to base.
Roundtable, be advised, we are RTB at this time.
What the
Back needs the roundtable, we'll read you loud and clear.
There's
1-1, I'm gonna pick up.
Yes, Leroy 1-1 Icarus. What's the plan for getting off the destroyer?
Unsure. Over. 1-2's touching it in anyway, which looks like slightly sketchy. Come back a little, 1-2. You're good there. Once we spool down, if you guys can fit between our rotors, you can do that. Otherwise, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, I have no tail.
That's a little awkward. Why don't we pick up then, and you touch in?
One, the West company. I'll see what I can do.
Rip 1-2.
Dude, we are having a rough fucking night. I'm gonna hop inside.
Good night, forces.
Yeah, we are.
Here, you're fine.
Are you able to taxi into the hangar there?
Not easily, and not with the rotor dimensions.
Copy all. We could push it in by hand, if you get what I mean.
Leroy 1-1 Icarus, what if I try and put it on the front by the 5-inch?
I mean, that's probably a sensible option. Where do you feel comfortable trying to put it in at? We can make space here if you prefer here. Otherwise, yeah, going up there would work.
I think we're gonna go forward. We'll get it down eventually before the task force gets here.
Yep, sounds good.
Realistically, I would fly back to the airbase. I'm not landing on the destroyer in this state.
Realistically, you'd have to land anyway because you'd be out of fuel by this stage.
Just, yep.
Ahmed, you can hop on out.
Where am I sitting down?
Probably up there if there's space.
You want me to get out and shut her down?
I could taxi into the room.
Just let's not overcomplicate it. We've already had a lot of aircraft crashes tonight. Let's just please put it somewhere where there is space and you're going to ideally not blow up.
Round it up.
This is the worst approach to this.
At least there's no weaponry.
Looks
Yep,
like
there
you're
it
good.
goes.
Stand by.
Well, enjoy swimming. Ladders are that way. Yep. Oh, is he gonna pick him up? He's gonna pick him up. This can only make this worse.
No pain. No pain.
We're getting very close to the airways, so touch it down. Let's not lose yet another fucking aircraft.
I'm gonna go shut my view off.
Yeah, probably smart.
What? I should be fine.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
You got your pilot.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm pretty sure whatever's going down is trying to kill me.
Somebody turn that engine off, please. Who's still down there?
I got it, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, shut the engine off?
Yeah.
Good call.
Give me a second.
Thank you.
Where is fucking ladder?
This is awkward.
Yes.
I guess we're gonna go inside.
Where are the rest of you?
Coming up.
Through the bulkhead and over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Ah, found you. The only night to land.
Yep.
I landed.
Somewhat.
There's two, so.
I'd say we really powdered their balls tonight.
How long have you been waiting to say that? Who closed the door? Falconer. There's men out there.
There's an actual walking place right there.
Yeah, but this is cooler.
Dude,
They're
they're
bigger.
lazy. Come on now.
It is
I
cool.
have it cocked and locked whenever I feel like
It's
it.
a very American approach. If it's bigger, it's better.
Correct.
Usually is.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, yeah.
Are you saying where you're from, smaller's better?
No, it's just a little bit of elegance.
Ah.
More scalpel, less sledgehammer.
Lost 2 aircraft immediately afterwards.
Oh, Galloway, I
Alright,
can see
aviation
you.
on me.
Can you?
Oh,
Falconer, can you get rid of whatever helicopter still sounds like its engine is on?
Ahmad over here.
Galloway, you're okay.
Thank you.
Oh, at least he's fixed.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So that went a bit quickly due to the sheer preponderance of aviation. But we accomplished our objective. We pretty sneakily, until a patrol was on top of us, infiltrated the island and made our way to the airfield. We were able to drop that patrol, fortunately, without them getting a shot off. We then proceeded to get to our AP. From there, we were able to get shots on the command post and the radar. We encountered a unknown ZSU-23 or ZSU-23-4, and that was a bit of an issue for a little bit. It was chasing us around the runway, but we were finally able to knock it out. Dealt with a couple BRDMs as well that were trying to do the same thing, eventually got those. Swept through into the command post and killed everybody there, and then proceeded to place it with demolitions and made sure that no one was ever going to use that again. Made our way back the way we came, aviation obliterating everything that was trying to follow us, and made our way back to the boats, and we were able to RTB. Yeah. Didn't really have too much on my end. Mostly, as always, a little bit better communication between the elements. Other than that, nothing major. It also doesn't help that Van Dyke wasn't here tonight. Yeah, Falconer?
Well, first of all, yes, there was a dude in that patrol who apparently decided to go take a piss in the exact same bush that you were in.
Thanks.
I didn't plan that. He just did that, and whoever that was almost about to get pissed on. Absolutely the correct move to drop that guy, because things would have been bad if you didn't.
I don't want to get pissed on. All right.
Yeah. I would say really good flanking move on the Shilka. It ran away and hid in a hull down position, but the actual move was like perfect.
Yeah.
So good job on that. And yeah, you really made a mess of this place. And from what I could see from Zeus, there was no major tactical mistakes were made. So clap, clap, clap.
Okay. Alright, aviation, whichever one of you is in charge.
I guess I will take charge technically since it was my plan. So the time on target was actually executed it was, I believe, plus 25 is what I counted from the actual time on target, because I did have a timer running. So the actual time on target strikes did go in on time. Unfortunately, I was distracted talking to Mr. Anderson on the way in, and I binned it. So we were -1 aircraft for the strikes to begin with. I believe Night 1-2 was shot down, striking their target as well. And McManus, did you get shot down at some point as well?
I got AA fired at. I had lock and I couldn't shake it.
There was a lot of targets that we were striking and not a lot of intel on AA positions, so we sustained a pretty high casualty rate. But I think all things considered, it was a solid proof of concept for the time on target. And we made the best of what we had. The only question I have, I guess, for you, Captain, is you guys went loud before there was like 10 to 15 minutes before we were supposed to be on target. Was that intentional, or were you compromised at that point?
There was a distinct possibility we were already compromised at that point, so we decided better safe than sorry.
I was just, I'll get more details about the timing from that, but that's all I have, unless anyone else from aviation has anything.
I've got nothing.
I'm good.
Captain? Okay.
Alright. Medical?
I think for what was going on, I think everything went relatively smooth. We did have some communication errors that were out of anybody's control, but we took care of it, and no real harm on that one.
One more thing from Zeus after that.
Go.
Really sorry about the handful of invisible dudes that popped up. They were not supposed to be there. I had to look at quite a few things at the same time tonight, and I lost track of 2 of them, I think. So sorry about that. Not the best thing, but I think it was handled pretty smoothly anyway.
Was one of them in the bushes?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
that
so
was
that's
like
who was
why
shooting
your
you.
entire element went down, because there was just an invisible dude there that I forgot about and missed.
Okay, I thought I was just
Oh, that
blind.
explains that.
Yeah, so I gave you back that one. That's
It's all good.
yeah, that was the thing.
Wally, you have anything J-Tech?
Yeah, beautiful ECAS on the BRDM at the ATC. That saved the bacon for sure.
Thank you.
Alright. First, before we get into question and comments, if y'all can just give me a rating, 1 being the worst mission, 10 being the best mission you've ever had.
Just fun out of 10 is what we'd like to
Yes.
transition to. The amount of fun that you had. 10 being the most fun, 1 being the nunst fun. Or something.
Nunst fun?
Yeah, don't question my English. Yeah, it ain't English.
Do not correct my English. I have absolutely 0 respect for your language.
You know, leave it there, folks.
You have the same respect that we all do.
Alright.
Oh yeah, Tucker, sorry about the roof.
Yeah, no, I just like stood up and my game was like black screen.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. It always happens to the guy who's about to fire the Maws.
Right. I have one last thing for the last bit before we all leave.
Well, it's still got to open it to the floor.
Yeah.
So open to the floor. Any questions or comments, concerns, or threats of bodily harm?
Yeah. So that the kind of stealth-ish movement that we did from the boats to after, just before the guy almost pissed on us, was okay. I would say the only thing is if you have a vehicle going next to you, right, or if for whatever reason you are down on the ground, you do not move in any way, shape, or form. You don't move your head, you don't move your body, you get down as low as you can to the floor as possible. when that guy walked up to us, there was still a few people like crouched or whatever and stuff like that. I think there was a few like that could have been way worse. And then there was obviously the patrol on the airfield as well, which once again could have been way worse if we weren't all kind of at least a little bit stealthy in some way, shape, or form. It's just a case of be very careful with your movements, especially if we have some sort of backdrop to us and we're going to be silhouetted in any way, shape, or form. If you start moving, they are going to see it and they will kill you very fast. So yeah, if we're doing that kind of stuff, just be very careful, because yeah, there was a few times where I was like, holy shit, people are still moving. Please get down.
Powder?
In regards to that, let's say you get caught, like, crouching. If you transition to prone, will that give you a way?
Yes.
All right.
So
if you
the
get caught
thing,
crouching,
yes,
stay crouching.
the thing is, if you're looking, it's movement draws the eye more than anything else. Your camouflage will help you hide if you're at sufficient distance, but if you move, that's what draws somebody's eye to your silhouette and your shape, and so movement is what'll get you killed. And so if you are unlucky enough to find yourself in a crouched or standing position when there's a bad guy looking at you, fucking freeze immediately, don't move, and then pray. And then if he points his gun at you, shoot him. But any movement at that point is a guarantee that you're going to get shot, right? So,
solid.
Does that sort of answer your question?
Yeah.
Cool.
And what I'm kind of trying to get more of a point on as well is the whole, like, if everybody else around you is getting as low to the floor as possible, you should be as well. Like, if you see people getting down, get down too, and then don't move. There was a lot of kind of this, which is like, that's how you die very fast. So yeah.
For all of my PFCs and my privates, remember the alt key bind exists, and you should be using that fucking obsessively to move your head around. If you are not moving your head independently of your body, you're doing it wrong. So start using that.
I see.
I lost who had the comment.
I had a question, sir. So I had a worm, specifically Galloway. Would it have been inappropriate for me to just put that in the side chat?
Yes.
Yes.
So if somebody goes worm, just mention it to whoever is your element lead, or if you're the element lead, just send it to me over 1-6. Sydney did that a couple times.
The correct phrase is just mention that they need a toggle.
Yeah.
Copy.
That's just like an immersion thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a technical thing. We toggle them conscious and unconscious from Zeus, and so yeah, you'll find that there are many game-breaking bugs in Arma, and one of the blessings and curses of Milsim is that we get to find creative ways to talk around those when we're in game, so as to not disrupt the mission for everybody else. So side chat is a very obvious and disruptive sort of thing to do it. So just go on Whisper and walk up to your element leader and say, hey, can I get a toggle for so-and-so? Or if you need to, send them a radio message and they'll pass it up. So, yeah.
So the way that
Preferably while there is a lull in the fighting.
Yeah.
Yep, copy. Thank you.
Alright, I think I saw Hawkins. And then we'll do Sydney.
Make sure you speak up.
You were very quiet.
I don't know if it would be appropriate for Roberts to do it, but perhaps his element leader to send the Zeus a CTAB message instead of sending up radios.
It'll send it up through the chain of command. You should not be CTABing Zeus directly at lower levels.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Right. Sydney?
During when we were compromised, when my element first engaged, I heard a pistol shot. Do you know who that was?
It was an M21.
Who's that pistol?
The M21 has a rather distinct sound.
Okay.
For those are the rifles Op4 was using. Was there another question, comment?
I believe that was it.
All right. In that case, Dodd, your turn.
Yep. Robert, step forward.
Ooh.